All right, let's go ahead and get started here. So, tip of the day, we're going to talk about haters. I mentioned yesterday Grant Cardone. He's a favorite one I follow on YouTube. He has some great advice about haters. And all of us should keep this in mind. When you're on the right path, you're going to hit haters in there, and that's right beyond right before you start to hit like famous, before you start to hit really good. So if you're starting to get people hating at you, realize that you're this close to breaking through. So I'm definitely getting plenty of that. So I saw an article from, I think it was a northern Wisconsin paper. They were calling us an extremist right-wing organization. It's like, I'm a constitutionalist. Since when is believing in the Constitution a right or left-wing matter? I mean, it apparently is. I don't understand why. Believing in the Constitution should not be a partisan issue. The fact that you call somebody who believes in the Constitution a right-wing person immediately implies that the left wing does not believe in the Constitution. And if that is the case, I'm so freaking sorry for the left wing people. For any Democrats watching, please realize that's what the media thinks of you. They think you don't believe in the Constitution. So if you do believe in the Constitution, if you do believe America is a great country, your party does not back your beliefs. So you might want to reevaluate. But anyway, I don't claim Republican at all, but apparently I am right-wing. So that's what they said. I thought it was a funny article. I like reading those. Justin, real quick, he put up there, be sure to not only join the main page, but your state group also. Definitely, guys, if you haven't joined the main page also, do so. Anybody on here, I think, already has, because this is broadcast from there. So, but yeah, as far as the haters go, don't engage too much. Don't let them drag you down. Don't let them cave you in emotionally, spiritually. You want to maintain your integrity through it. That is what will save you. Connect with other people in the group that are like-minded more often. That will definitely help out with that quite a bit. So that's the tip of the day. Definitely try to ignore the haters. I mean, educate, but don't ignore the haters. And on that note, I want to read everybody something because this is kind of going to be the theme of today. I'm gonna do things a little bit differently today because we need to clear the air. We need to talk about a few things. So the quote is from Maximilien Robespierre. And the quote is, "The secret of freedom lies in educating people, whereas the secret of tyranny is in keeping them ignorant." Okay? So think about that for a minute, right? The secret to freedom is education. Well, so what does that mean, right? I mean, we've seen what the secret of tyranny is in lying to people, essentially, which is what mainstream media has done, what some of these scientists have done with saying don't wear masks. They don't help you. They only make it worse. That's nonsense. Wearing a mask correctly is going to protect you. Otherwise, it wouldn't be standard hospital policy that doctors do. Wearing gloves, wearing them correctly does protect you. It doesn't make it worse. So it's in educating because here's the message, right? This is the incredible thing. This is the unspoken message from mainstream media and the government. When they say that we need to protect you, right? That is what they're saying with these lockdowns. They're saying we need to protect you. Well, what is the message in that? The unspoken message in that is because you're too stupid to protect yourself. Think about it. That is what they are saying to you. They are saying you are too stupid to protect yourself. I'm not too stupid to protect myself. I don't think any of you are. So think about that message for a minute and think about what is being done in the name of protecting you. Protecting you has been the calling card of every evil monarch and dictator throughout history. And quite frankly, no, I'm not having it. So, and I know you guys aren't either, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So what I want to talk about is freedom does come with two costs. There are two things that are required for freedom. And those two things are a willingness to defend it, which is what we are all exhibiting now. We are all showing that we are willing to defend our freedoms, our constitutional liberties, our civil rights, our human rights. We are showing that we are willing to stand up for those. The other thing it takes is education, and more importantly, the responsibility that education brings. This is why the message, guys, is we are the responsible Americans for the Constitution. That is our calling card. That should be our slogan. That should be our motto. That should be everything that we are saying. And that should be all that we are saying. Because when you know about something, you can be responsible for it. Without the knowledge, you can't be responsible. So we have the responsibility, because we have the knowledge, to share that knowledge and to help others be responsible. Not just about their civil liberties and their rights, but also about how to protect themselves. And I don't care if you want to educate somebody on the fact that there is a simple way to protect yourself from every virus. These work on any respiratory virus. Coronavirus is a respiratory virus. A mask, an N95 mask, works. That period. It does. So that's a big thing. But also that responsibility goes in a little bit bigger. So that responsibility is in making sure that the message is clear. This is one thing I emphasize to salespeople when I used to train them big time, is you are responsible for not only what you were saying, but you're also responsible for what they hear. So, when in management, this is a thing, right? You tell an employee or somebody who works for you or is underneath your management team, you tell them to do something and they don't understand it. Whose fault is that? That's your fault as the manager. You didn't tell them well enough that they understood. You didn't check for verification or get verification of understanding. You have to do that. So part of this is making sure that we're communicating the right message so that people get it. And part of that message is not whether masks are valid or not. That's not what we're arguing about. I get this all the time. Why would you be protesting masks and 6-foot distancing by using masks and 6-foot distancing? I'm not arguing about the masks and 6-foot distancing. That's not my argument. My argument is simply and wholly, who gets to tell me I have to wear a mask? Do I get to tell me if I want to wear a mask? Or does the government have that right? That is our only battle here. We have to keep it clear to that. We have to make sure that everyone understands that is our only battle. It is through that message alone that we are able to bring in other groups to help support us, that we are able to fight off nonsense. I just saw a thing in Illinois. They're specifically going after me, but they were talking about trying to rally a medical care workers protest or something. Like, okay, like obviously you don't know my message. That's what I can tell you. If I'm out there and I'm not wearing a mask, I look like the villain. I look like I'm endangering healthcare workers. I will be wearing a mask. For that simple reason alone, we are responsible for making sure our message gets across correctly. So masks, 6-foot distancing, I don't care what your beliefs are on the virus. I don't care the validity of it, the dangers of it. I don't care. Those are invalid right now. We have to stay on message, just like the gun issue. In Illinois, we have an unconstitutional law about FOID card registration. I don't want to fight that battle right now. We can fight that battle later. We are fighting one battle at a time. And I need you to be on board with this. I need you to help spread the word of this, okay? So we only want to make one fight. This one fight is on constitutionality, right? Period. And if we get off onto other subjects, it's easy to discredit our message and to make it not heard. That's what's happening constantly right now. So we need to stay on point. We need to spread the word. We need to help others too, because I'm telling you right now, at these protests, there's going to be two distinct groups, and they will be separated. There will be those who are responsible and those who are not. Those who are not, hopefully, will see what's going on and decide they want to be responsible. I have talked to people who are saying their governors are mandating masks, so they're standing up to that. Stop making it about the masks. Stop making it about the mask. It's not about the mask. It's about the constitutionality of who gets to say it. Let's keep the message on there. Okay? Don't argue whether a mask is valid or not. That's a losing battle. Many groups have been fighting these unconstitutional laws and the erosion of our Constitution for a long time, and they've been losing these battles. Why have they been losing? Because they're not fighting the right fight. They're not fighting a fight that other people can get on board with, that large groups can get behind, that celebrities can endorse. This is one of the simple things here, guys. We have to stay on message, okay? So there will be two obvious, distinct groups at these protests. We're all protesting for the same thing. One has a clear message. One understands what they're fighting for. The other will be confused. I'm hoping we can help to get some of them into the group that's not confused. We'll see how that goes. You know, that is the message for tonight. I'm not going to make this super long because I just want to get this message across, and I want you guys to help me spread the word. It is an important one. It will be the difference between success and failure. It will be. So help me get that across, and I'm going to turn it back to questions and see what we got. Let's see. All right. Joshua Eaton, Virginia, our state is full of Democrats. What are we going to do about it? Get enough people to realize that the Democrats aren't for what they're really for. Because that's the thing, is the majority of the country everywhere is not extreme left-wing progressive liberals. The majority of the country right now is independents and moderates, but they still call themselves Democrats because they see the right as crazy. We have to change that message. We have to educate. We have to let them see we're not crazy. We actually are the sane ones. And then what you'll watch is they'll come over, they'll go, huh, you guys aren't crazy. You aren't violent. You aren't racist. Oh, I guess everything I was taught throughout my entire life was wrong. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Let's see. All right. Helena Gibson, get up and get involved. There will be many protests planned. There was one yesterday. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We should be getting involved. Still, you need to be sent, even if you're joining somebody else's protest, you need to be sending the right message that you are a responsible one, even amongst them. You know, that it is an important message. Chris Riogis, commenting on what I said earlier. It's not a red or blue thing. Freedom. Yeah. Freedom. If you notice this beautiful flag here, there's blue and there's red. Blue, red. Together. That's how America is supposed to be. America is supposed to be red and blue united. It's very symbolic of that. Actually, it's kind of disgusting that they picked those colors in order to split it. They should have picked something else. All right. Justin, we want to speak with lawyers, firemen, ex-military, police, business leaders, and more about organization needs and representation. That is not a limited to statement. We need everyone's support, and we have roles for all. Yes, absolutely. So one of the cool things that happened today, we had excuse me, we had somebody from that's been very involved politically. Her name is Lana. She was in one of our state groups. We got to talking to her, found out she's way more qualified, so she's going to be helping with that still. But we're going to get her up to national level group, and we're going to start having her help make more connections and more inroads to places where we may not have had before. Because honestly, guys, like I said, this is a super grassroots movement. I'm not a politically connected guy. I don't think a lot of us are. So, we need to pull in friends wherever we find them. So hopefully that'll mean some amazing things happening there. We definitely want to get police involved in this. We want to get lawyers involved. We've been reaching out to ex-military, ex-police. We've been reaching out to lawyers all over the place to make this thing happen. It's going to be cool. And it's going to be good. And our goal really here is to make sure that now a lot, at the beginning it was that a lot of people showed up. Now I think this thing is starting to snowball, where we don't have to put as much pedal to the metal on that to make it happen. I think we're going to have huge numbers no matter what. But now our main goal is to make sure that the people that are out there and being responsible Americans are safe. Everything is good. So that's where our focus is at right now. Let's see. What do we got here? Judy Pepinella, correct. However, no matter what, they will discredit us. That they will try to find something, I'm sure. Like I said last night, expect they're going to find some weird angle. They've already been trying, with that last article I talked about, calling me like an extreme right-wingist. I think it's rather disgusting that they do that and make the Constitution and civil rights a right or left-wing issue. It's quite frankly, pretty disgusting. But what we can do is we can control what our message is and make sure that our message is known. Those are the things we can control, and we really have the power to do that. The medium reaches millions, but so can we. So can we. We just have instead of throwing money at it, we need people. That's the thing there. But we can do better than they can do. The network of people involved in this is much deeper. I mean, how many people, do you know and talk to? I mean, before this thing started, I had like 2,500 people on my Facebook that started seeing this thing. And, those people may have, anywhere from 100 to 5,000 people that they see. And as we're reaching out, we're hitting bigger and bigger audiences. So, that's what it is. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. This is potentially an argument one. Let's see. TJ Barnes, no disrespect, but it's sort of contradicting to say our goal is who gets to tell me I have to wear a mask. Do I get to decide to wear a mask, or does the government decide for me? Then in the same sentence, mandate that we wear masks. So it's the government or AR2 that gets to decide, not the individual person. If you don't want to get sick, stay home. Yeah. That I would give that some validity to that argument, other than the stay home part, TJ, here's the thing. I'm not telling people that they can't come protest without a mask. I'm saying that there will be two groups, one wearing masks, one not. So, I'm not excluding anybody. I'm not forcing anything. I'm simply saying this group is going to be the group with masks. This group isn't. Simple. So your argument is invalid. Sorry, bud. Doug Draper, do you expect groups like Antifa to show up? No, I really don't. The thing with Antifa is that they like to work things a little differently than this. There are way too many people involved in this. This is getting to the level of that Virginia rally in every single state. They're a little too afraid and don't like to work that way. So yeah, I don't expect them to be involved. And even if they are, or even if they try, we're setting things up so that we have security for responsible Americans, and that they are protected. So Jonathan White, yeah, our message needs to be clear. We're here to fight against government overreach. Exactly. We need to make sure our message is clear, and we need to be responsible, just like Josh is saying. Yeah, that's what I've been saying from the beginning. We need to keep one clear message. Let's see. What else? Yeah, Nick Holloway. As of May 1st, Illinois citizens must wear a mask at all times in public, according to JB. He did say in the press conference, though, that it's in a situation where you can't use 6-foot social distancing. I don't know what's actually going to be in the executive order yet. I don't think they've written that or posted that yet. I could be wrong. They might have by now. When I saw that earlier, they hadn't yet. So, but yeah, we don't want to fight those other issues. We're not fighting about that, guys. That's a silly thing to fight about. Hey, Jen Cretchy, how you doing? Let's see. John Belsha, a patriotic American is the strongest defense to tyranny. It is, but not just patriotic. Also educated and responsible. Those two go hand in hand. Being educated and being responsible. And I'm not talking having some college degree or something. I'm talking about just your average Joe educating himself on a vast majority of topics. I have had many careers over my lifetime and learned many things. I am a bit of a particulate expert right now after having studied mold for so long. So I do understand a great deal about that, but that was my own studying. I didn't even have to study that stuff for my job. So, it is an important thing, not only to be willing to defend. That is an important thing, but on the same time being responsible, because it is in situations like this where guys who want to be king see people not being responsible and think that they can do this. It's only in being responsible ourselves, and this was the intention, right? This was the founders' intention, to have a responsible citizenry standing and doing their thing. So and that's really the issue. We got to be responsible and willing to defend. Jason Brosius, we need to be like a well-oiled machine, like the military, and use their game against them. Yes, we do. We need to be tight-knit, and this is why I'm trying to say, push the word out there for the website as much as you can. Get people signed up on there because we will be issuing protocols out to everybody via email a couple days before, so everybody knows what to do and what not to do at these things, so that everybody can be protected. We can have the police on our side. If anything goes crazy, they know we're the responsible ones. We're not the ones they have to worry about. They're worried about other people. And, we don't get mixed into that. So that we want to make sure of that. Let's see. Jara, I thought it was odd they were mentioning your job repeatedly. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know if the spin on that Washington Times article was in order to make me seem more, average American, or if it was to try to discredit. Whatever. Either way, that's all I am, is regular Joe. I'm not a politician. I'm not some billionaire. I'm one of you, and this is what this movement is about. It's about us. So. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that one. TJ, oh no, Justin, sorry. This is from Justin, and we will take the high road and represent ourselves with honor. Exactly. Yep, we are responsible Americans for the Constitution. Beth Rutkowski, jump. There's only 2,000-ish in this group. We need more exposure. Are we getting the exposure and the numbers? Yes, we are. So like I said, there was a Washington Times article that went out. There were several radio and news broadcasts, and for Chicago specifically, this lady Lana that I was talking to earlier, she's got a lot of connections. Carl Boyanton out of Mississippi is going to be spreading the word virally down there. We have a lot of media connections. Jason Dean, he's a chiropractor out of Florida. He called me up yesterday and is working on a couple of really good national level connections for us. So we're reaching out like crazy to every group we can get. Let's see. Douglas John, Facebook is literally pulling our groups out of searches. That's how heavily we are being censored. Exactly. And that's why we need to be reaching out from our pages, sharing the information as much as possible. That's why I've been posting, stuff into the all of the state groups so that you guys can grab it and share it. We need to be careful, and this is part of the responsibility message. We need to be careful with what we're sharing. We can't be sharing anti-cop type of videos. When you watch something, if it paints the police in a bad light, avoid it. It's just my recommendation. I really strongly think that we need to not be riling people up against the police specifically, okay? The police are our friends. We want them on our side. The majority of them are for doing their job. They just unfortunately do not know that what they're enforcing is unconstitutional. We have to educate them and let them know. So we are also doing that heavily. So, let's see. Judy Papinelli here in New York. We had a citizen get arrested for not wearing a mask in Point Jefferson. He was with his wife walking their dog, and the village police harassed him, and then they called the police. New Yorkers' liberty and freedom is sorely under attack. Exactly. And that's happening everywhere. And Jonathan White, how are you? He's replying to the guy, the troll that came in. How are you being controlled by the group? We're recommending mass social distancing and being responsible with the current pandemic as well. Or being responsible about the current pandemic as well. We're not forcing you to wear a mask, so I'm confused by your statement, TJ. Yeah, exactly. We're nobody's forcing anybody to do anything. What I am saying is that there will be two groups, though. And I am hoping that the responsible Americans will be the larger group, because I believe most Americans are responsible, and most Americans understand that this is not a fight about whether a mask should be worn or not right now. This is a mask of government, or this is a fight of government overreach. So yeah, I hope you guys will join me in spreading the word on that. That is my sole focus right now, is making sure that point gets out there heavily. So that's it for tonight, guys. A little bit shorter than usual. Sorry, these have been running a little bit longer. Lots to talk about, exciting stuff. So anyway, that is it. Good luck. Spread the word.